Good evening, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sana Shahid, and today you are with me on this first episode of Learning about Toastmasters. And today we have a very special guest. He is a marvelous communicator and a remarkable leader. He is currently working as a customer success manager at Motive. Also, he is voluntarily serving as an Area 9 director for Division C Pakistan's Toastmasters. So, let me introduce Hassan Akram to you without further ado. And now we will ask from Hassan about himself and about his career journey. So, Assalamu alaikum, Hassan.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you so much for having me in your show. And I must say, कि आपने जो introduction किया, that's really big. I'm just a small person on this planet, so the introduction part was really big. Anyways, so yeah, my name is Hassan Akram, as you all know, and I've been in customer services for the past 14 years, and I've served in different companies, different multinational companies. And currently, I'm working in Motive as a customer success manager. At the same time, I'm also serving as a 8 director 9, where I'm managing 6 clubs. Out of them, 2 are corporate clubs, and 4 of them are community clubs. So there are 3 things I'm passionate about, and I mostly tell this in my different interviews and podcast. Number one is that I'm passionate about workout. So I do workout before my work, my actual work. And then the second thing I'm passionate about is technology. So tech is my second religion. I love exploring tech, and with this advancement in this whole world, so I think tech is playing an amazing role. And the third thing I'm passionate about is public speaking, and for that, I have joined a club where I go every Saturday. So this Toastmaster community and the people around me, I consider my Toastmaster club as a gym where I go train my public speaking skills as well as my leadership skills. So, uh, I mean, so I have 2 gyms. One is a real workout gym, and the second one is the one in which I go learn from other people, and try to play my part and help them in learning as well.
Wonderful. I totally forgot to mention about your gym savviness and also your tech savviness, which I know that you are very passionate about, but it's great to learn and we will continue to discuss more about it.
Definitely.
So before we move to the Toastmaster part, I would like to ask briefly about your education. So where did you get your education? Let us know a little bit about that.
Yeah. So my schooling was from St. Mary's, Cambridge in Murray Road. And then for the college, I went to Sale College, and my professional studies was done from Berry University, Islamabad. I'm not going to tell you the exact pass out year because then you will judge my age. So I'm not going to do that. But yeah, so I've done bachelor's in computer engineering from Berry University, Islamabad, and yeah, that has been a great journey for me. Spent 4 years there. It's located in beautiful part of the Islamabad E9. It's in between mountains, so yeah, it was a great experience there.
Seems like you are as conscious about age as women who crosses 30.
You can say that.
No problem. Okay. So, well, that's great to know about your educational background. Indeed, Bahria University is one of the best universities here in town. So, now let us know a little bit about your career background. Where did you start it? What was your first job, and how did you went throughout till you are now a success manager in one of the top companies in Pakistan? So, tell us about your journey and what were your struggles and how did you overcome them? We are curious to know about it.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that you have asked this question. Though, just to give you a background, I mean, you all studied from the university. जब तक हम university में होते हैं, we don't have the impression that CGPA is everything, and we run
Mm,
after good CGPA. This is the
indeed.
special message out there for the newbies that GPA is nothing. GPA is nothing because when you're in the market, it's your personality, it's the skill set which you have, it's what you can offer to the market that matters the most. A man with 4 GPA, if he knows nothing, he's of no use for the market. So the very first thing which you need to clear in your mind is CGPA doesn't matter. What matters is what skill set you have when you're in the market for the job. That's one thing. Secondly,
Wonderful.
talking about myself, सच्ची बात पूछे तो मैंने इंजीनियरिंग कर ली for the sake of doing it for the piece of paper. And at that time,
Mhm.
no one was there to counsel us, to tell us what we are capable of. तो मैंने बस जो दौड़ चल रही थी उस जमाने में मैंने इंजीनियरिंग कर ली and I got a piece of paper. I had no
And
clue at that
you
time. Hmm?
sorry, you have engineering degree in?
Computer engineering.
Okay, okay, got
Yeah.
it.
So उस time बस कर ली and I was clueless what to do with my life and what to do next. So what happened? I joined at that time. Call center was a new industry, so I thought to earn money because after my university days, I did not even ask for a single penny from my parents. I decided myself that my parents have spent a lot on me. Now it's time for me to give them something or to do something for myself. So I started jobs in different call centers, and initially I was under the impression that I will do jobs in call center for some time and then I'll switch to my own field, which is engineering. But शायद तकदीर को कुछ और ही मंजूर था. So I was so much indulged in that call center industry and I love doing it that I ended up in this industry. And trust me, sometimes people ask me that engineering करके क्या काम कर रहे हो? And I told them that listen, it doesn't matter कि मैंने क्या डिग्री ली और मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ. What matters is कि मेरा mental peace किस में और मुझे सुकून किस में है. So I'm
Mhm.
satisfied with whatever I'm doing. And when you're satisfied with whatever you are doing, you do wonders. So आप जो चीज दिल से करते हो, उसका impact अलग ही होता है. And you ultimately do a lot of good things in that field. And that's what in my case is, Alhamdulillah, I'm doing a great job in my professional career. My managers, my management is happy with me, and I'm earning good money as well. So everything is going good. So at the end of the day, what I realized that what skill set you have to offer to the industry matters the most, regardless of what degree you have in your hand.
Great, and undoubtedly, I will agree on you with this that the passion we have for work is something that help us lead a successful life. And I have seen this trend in Pakistan that most of the people, in fact, I would say in industry, almost 70 to 80% of the people are happily doing the work that they have not studied. And this is maybe because they when they were choosing a major during your college and university time, they are pretty confused, they have no idea. उनके पास एक मतलब हर वक्त एक डिलेमा होता है कि
True.
या तो हमें वो चीज करनी है, या तो ट्रेंड में है जहाँ पे ज्यादा पैसा कमाना है, या दूसरी तरफ उनको वो चाहिए होता है जो एक्चुअली जिसमें उनका इंटरेस्ट होता है. तो मोस्टली स्टूडेंट्स प्रेशर में आकर उस तरफ भाग रहे होते हैं जहां पर उनको ये लगता है कि हमारा फ्यूचर बन जाएगा, या हमें वहां पे एक मनी ओरिएंटेड करियर या एक फ्यूचर मिलेगा.
Spot on.
तो इवेंचुअली हमें सक्सेस वहीं मिलता है जहां पे हमें लगता है कि हम मेंटली और इमोशनली और हर तरह से सेटिस्फाइड फील कर रहे हैं काम करते हुए, चाहे वो इस तरह का भी प्रोफेशन है, बट वेयर वी फील कॉन्फिडेंट वी eventually get success there. So this will help me move to my next question to you. So let us know now about Toastmaster. What is Toastmaster and how did you find it? What was your journey and how did you reach there and how did you become a member? From member to a club president of Rawalpindi Toastmasters Club, and now you are serving as an area director of Area 9 in Islamabad Rawalpindi division. So let us know about your journey of founding this organization, becoming a member, and now serving voluntarily to major positions.
Right. So one fine day, I was scrolling through my Facebook profile, and I saw an ad. That was an ad of ITC, which is Islamabad Toastmaster Club, and Kamal Shirazi was the president at that time. And somehow I got his number. I called him, and I was like, "What this club is all about?" I'm actually confused because I do see the ad, I do see the event, but I don't understand what this event is all about. He didn't answer my question. He said, "Come to the place where this meeting is happening, and you will and find yourself what we do." So I went there. The good part about this whole community is even if you're new and you're entering into the room of Toastmasters meeting for the first time, it seems like you are in your second house. Even though that was my first time visiting their meeting, the way he greeted or the way people welcomed me, I feel so overwhelmed and I felt that I'm in my home. So it didn't feel like that मैं किसी ऐसी जगह पे हूँ जाके मैं first time के लिए हूँ. And so I attended 2 to 3 meetings as a guest to see what they do. And उसके बाद मुझे पता लगा there's a membership fee. और जिस जमाने में मैं उस टाइम वहां गया था वो मेरे दिमाग में थिंकिंग थी कि हर चीज फ्री मिल जाए गूगल हर चीज फ्री दे रहा है ये भी फ्री होना चाहिए सो व्हाई आई शुड स्पेंड सम मनी and just because of this fact that I should not spend money after 3 meetings I didn't go there. And also one more thing was there that I used to do job in evening because I'm in a call center industry and we have to work in evening shifts. तो मुझे भी कंफ्यूजन थी कि अगर मेरी जॉब उस टाइम मॉर्निंग की थी अगर बाद में इवनिंग की होगी तो हाउ आई एम गोइंग टू अटेंड द मीटिंग. So that was also another reason why I didn't want to spend some money on that. करते करते cut the story short, मैं गया ही नहीं. कोविड जब आया तो I saw a status of one of my friend on WhatsApp जहाँ लिखा हुआ था कि if you want to improve your communication or in fact it was regarding IELTS to be very honest. And मैंने वो join कर लिया link and there was a lady on the other side Zoom में meeting थी. Her name is Jia Jagi. And वो किसी स्टूडेंट को हेल्प कर रही थी इन टर्म्स ऑफ आइल्स एंड सिंस शी वाज नॉट फेमिलियर विद मी हु आई एम तो उसने मुझे बोला कि व्हाई यू वांट टू डू आइल्स. मैंने कहा मैंने बाहर तो नहीं जाना बट मुझे इंग्लिश इंप्रूव करनी है. शी वाज लाइक ओके देयर इज अ टास्क फॉर यू सो टेल मी अबाउट योरसेल्फ इन इंग्लिश. जब मैंने बोलना शुरू किया एंड शी वाज लाइक आप तो बड़ा अच्छा बोलते हैं आपको तो जरूरत ही नहीं आइल्स करने की व्हाई डोंट यू जॉइन टोस्ट मास्टर्स. मैंने फिर वहां से मेरी मेमोरी रिकॉल है कि या आई यूज्ड टू गो टू इस्लामाबाद टोस्ट मास्टर क्लब एज अ गेस्ट. So she's pitching the same idea. I think there's something must in it. So let me join. After asking a lot of questions, मैंने कहा let's invest on myself and see क्या होता है. मैंने फीस जमा कराई and online join किया and that's how I ended up joining Toastmaster. I joined Rawalpindi Toastmaster Club and when I joined Toastmaster Club, again, it was online at the start. So I used to deliver my speeches. People were so friendly. Everything was good. And अगेन मुझे लगा कि यार मुझे तो बोलना आता है कैमरे के सामने मैंने क्यों ज्वाइन किया है. देन कम्स अ ट्विस्ट जहाँ पे कोविड थोड़ा कम हुआ एंड इन्होंने अपनी फिजिकल मीटिंग स्टार्ट की. एंड व्हेन आई वेंट देयर फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम फॉर द फिजिकल मीटिंग तो मेरी कान पे टांग गई. मुझे समझ नहीं आया कि मैं स्टेज पे लिटरली आई वाज शिवरिंग एंड देन आई वाज लाइक ओके दिस इज द रियल डील व्हिच आई वाज मिसिंग. और रियल अरीना में सबके सामने खड़े होना बोलना इज अ मेन चैलेंज जो मुझे पता ही नहीं था क्योंकि कैमरा के सामने बोल बोल के मीटिंग्स ऑफिस की ज्वाइन कर करके इट वाज एवरीथिंग वाज गुड बट द रियल चैलेंज वाज टू स्पीक इन फ्रंट ऑफ लॉट ऑफ पीपल. एंड वहां पे फिर मैंने अपने आप पे मजीद इन्वेस्ट करना किया एंड दैट्स हाउ आई बिकेम अ मेंबर. The second question was regarding how I became a president. Again, सब चीजें हादसे के साथ हुई हैं. So when I joined Toastmasters, so my mentor was Akash Kumar at that time, and he was the president of the club. And I mean, when I joined the club, I was so much passionate. I used to bring guests every single time. लोगों को मैं I became a brand ambassador of Toastmaster without any कोई पैसे नहीं मिलते थे लेकिन दिल से जो चीज वही बातें निकलती है उसका इम्पैक्ट होता है. मैंने लोगों को बताना शुरू कर दिया दोस्तों को कम. And I used to bring guests in every single meeting. I remember that. And then one day Akash called me. He was like, "You look very passionate." और उस टाइम टेन्योर भी करीब आ रहा था. फॉर दोस्त हु डोंट नो, हर साल इलेक्शन होते हैं एंड देन प्रेसिडेंट नया सेलेक्ट होता है एक क्लब के मेंबर का. सो काश ने देखा कि बंदा इतना पैशनेट है, इसी को ही प्रेसिडेंट भी बनाते हैं नेक्स्ट टेन्योर में. एंड आई टोल्ड हिम दैट नो 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 नो, I can't do that because I am not ready at the moment and I'm not capable of managing the whole club. But he gave me a lot of courage. He was like that, no, son, you can do it. I will be at your back and I will help you whenever you need. So just say yes. I said yes. But again, when I said yes, I said yes. And when 1 month was left in the election and I have to, I mean, people have, there should be a campaign जो मैंने run करनी थी और लोगों ने मुझे vote करना था. I backed out. I said, Akash, I can't do. किसी और को बना दे, मैंने नहीं बनना. He said, no. I said, at your back. Do it. It seems like उसने मुझे push किया, धक्का दिया, and I was at the real arena looking at people. And I thanked him right now, and I thanked him for the rest of my life that मैंने वो decision लिया. I've learned a lot of things. I've learned how to manage people. I learned how to manage conflict management. I know how to run a show. I became event manager, I became people's manager, I became a person who deals with people. So that was a great learning. And that learning is helping me and has helped me in the past in my professional career as well. I got job promotions just because of these Toastmaster thingies, because I know how to manage people. I have all those skills, which is also required in my professional life as well as my personal life. And just because I've practiced those techniques in Toastmasters meeting and as an area director. So that's how I ended up, and that's how I learned a lot of things.
Amazing. I think what have you told that the skills you learn, the experience you get by acquiring these positions is what you actually need in your professional life as well, and that helps
And
us a lot.
sorry to cut you out. One more thing. Sorry to cut you out. I just realized one thing. In this whole scenario with the story which I've shared, I was not understanding my real potential till someone actually pushed me to that position. So in life, sometimes we think we can do things which we are capable of, and we always need a push for someone who can actually help us. So that happened with me as well.
Exactly. And this brings me to my next question to you. Actually, I have two questions, but my first question, which is quite relevant now, if you have to compare yourself now to your past self, like from 2019 before joining the Toastmasters, what difference have you noticed and how would you describe it?
Very good question. So comparing myself in 2019 and now, I think at that time I was very shy, and even if I have something to ask to someone, I always feel like "क्या मुझे नहीं पूछना चाहिए, it's going to be a stupid question," or I lack a lot of confidence. But now, whatever idea I have in my mind, I can express. So the very first thing which I have learned is how to express myself and how to express in any situation, regardless of whatever condition I am. That's one thing. Secondly, I love how I learned how to communicate with people, but because even if you're in a job for the interview, or even if you are just like we're talking to each other, I understand or I know how to connect and resonate with the other people. If I am unable to connect with the other people, it's just like I'm saying words which has zero impact. But right now, as we are talking, you can see whatever I'm saying, it is making some sense to you. You're listening it from your ear and you're processing it in your mind. And if that is happening,
Exactly.
if I connect with you and if I vibe with the other person to who I'm talking to, I think that's the power of communication. And in this current era where everything is about how you present yourself as a brand, if you can't understand the power of communication, if you can't communicate efficiently, you're zero. You're literally zero. So Toastmaster has taught me how to communicate and how to vibe with the other person while talking to him.
Quite interesting. And do you think that Toastmaster also teaches another important communication skills, which is listening? And through listening, you create, an empathy between the person you are talking to. So do you think that Toastmaster successfully develops this skill as well?
Toastmaster developed a lot of things in me, and it develops a lot of things in people out there. Listening is one of them. Secondly, it tells you, or it helps you how to efficiently give a feedback where the other person does not feel offended. It teaches you public speaking. It teaches you how to become a great leader. All the elements which a person should have needs to have in their life to become a successful person, Toastmasters offers everything. It's, I would personally say, it's not just a club, it's a community where we learn from each other. In normal school, when you go, or in normal institute, when you go to learn something, there's one teacher who's sitting in front of you, and we have to follow him or her. But the beauty of this platform is we follow each other, we help each other. It's like a community where we share our thoughts with each other, we share our sorrows with each other, we share our happiness with each other. I don't want to take names of few Toastmasters, but I have a lot of good friends in Toastmasters who come to me and share their personal life incidents with me. They think I'm kind of a person who can help them, coach them, and make them feel light. And I think that's what this community is all about. And that's the beauty of this community as a whole.
Wonderful. I think what you said is what I personally resonate with. Toastmaster is a kind of community that feels you home. It gives you a lot of friends, it gives you a lot of networking opportunity. So, whatever you said, I can relate with it totally. Another thing that about Toastmaster is experiential learning, that you learn by doing.
Very good.
You do not sit and one teacher just come and teaches you and theoretical stuff about public speaking, communication, leadership. It's completely thoroughly from start till end. It's experiential learning. So tell us a bit more about that,
Yeah.
that
So,
how this experiential learning basically executes and how the general meeting happens in a club.
right. So, before I'm going to explain how meeting works, I want to explain the concept of learning first. So, just like when you go to the gym for the first time and you lift different weights, your muscles are not used to lift heavy weights. When you come back home, you feel pain, your whole body has pain. And eventually, a time will come when you practice and practice and practice that you eventually. So when you go to the gym, you lift heavy weights. A time will come when you get used to it, and it's very easy for you to lift weight because you have that in your muscle memory. Same when you drive a car. At the first time, when you're driving a car for the first time, you are very rigid. Your whole body is very rigid. You hold the steering बड़ा from upgrade करते हो, and you're cautious about everything. But eventually a time will come जब इतना आप easy हो जाते हो कि at one hand you have a cup of coffee and with the one hand you're driving a car because you have developed that muscle memory. Same goes with public speaking and experiential learning, that for the first time when Toastmasters throw you to the stage to talk, you feel nervousness, you feel anxiety, you fear people. But with practice, when you go every single week to the meeting, talk on different table topics. I'll get to what table topics is all about. When you talk on table topics and everything, so when you experience that every single week, it becomes a part of your muscle memory. And then every time when you are speaking, it's a piece of cake for you because you have that in you now. So that's how experiential learning works. Now, Toastmaster has got three parts. Number one is that in the first segment, we have a session called Table Topics. Now, what is Table Topic? Table Topic is impromptu speaking session where anyone can be called on stage to talk on any random topic or for a specific time span. And this helps you in real life when you're giving interviews in different companies, or maybe when you're talking to someone. So it gives you it opens your mind to different horizons, and you can talk on any topic in any point in time in real life as well. Just like this is an impromptu podcast, and I have a lot of concepts to deliver how I'm delivering because I have been practicing that in my Toastmasters club. So second segment is all about where you prepare speech and deliver. And the third segment you have evaluation. So all these things, and the beauty is no one is teacher, no one is student. So we practice with each other in a conducive environment and learn from each other. And that's how you become a great speaker, by experiencing that.
Lovely, wonderful. And I totally agree with what you said. I think the part that helps all of the Toastmasters proficient in communication, it's impromptu speaking. Yes, prepared speaking and other segments also does play their role. But I think the impromptu speaking is what, shackles your nervousness, and
True.
it, encourages you to speak without the fear of judgment, speak
Correct.
without the fear of people would be thinking of you. So yes, I totally agree with you on this. So there is another question that came to my mind in the start, but I didn't interrupt you. So you were telling about becoming the club president, and now you are serving as a area 9. So tell us a bit about the hierarchy of this structure of Toastmasters and how Toastmaster operates in every country, since it's also an international organization. So let us know about its structure, organizational structure, and how it operates. So which will, I think, also help the audience understand that it's a proper professional network of people and how you can connect with people Toastmaster.
Right. So just like you have a set hierarchy in every organization, CEO, CTO, CFO, and then directors, managers, and then leads. Similarly, in Toastmasters, they have a hierarchy. So the very first leadership position you can acquire is president of the club. Then comes the area director, where you manage different clubs. Then comes the division director, where you manage different areas. And then come district, where you manage the whole Pakistan. So there are different bifurcation, and why there's a bifurcation is because it's easy for you to tag different people and areas and manage them systematically. Otherwise, it's a complete mess. So they have a systematic way of managing people and give a person a chance to learn, and by experiencing those positions they learn. So to give you an example, I was the president. I just used to manage one club, so my horizon was just one club. But when I became a media director, now I'm managing six clubs. So my thinking and my way of looking at things has broadened up. Now I'm having an eagle eye view on six clubs, where I visit them, I help them, I mentor them, I guide them how to achieve their goals. So it opens your mind to another level where you experience more and more. So yeah, this hierarchy system is helping you manage people efficiently and helping you become leaders and unlock different levels of achievement.
Wonderfully explained. And I think this also helps you connect with people globally and also learn from them, because it's a network that operates everywhere in the world, almost in every country,
Yeah.
and different major cities of every country. So that's and also a plus. Moving to another question. Yes, I asked you about how the change you have perceived in yourself over the time, but in general, what improvement have you noticed in yourself that Toastmaster is a main reason in both your personal and professional life? Let us know a bit about it.
Professionally, I can say tons of things I've learned, even in my current role, where I'm just supposed to work as an individual. But since I have that leadership thing inside me, I love helping people. I love mentoring them. I love to coach them. I love to counsel them. So that's a part of my DNA now, that I love mentoring people. I love helping people around me. I love sharing knowledge with different people, which I see in the current era. People, when they have knowledge, they tend to keep that knowledge to themselves. But thanks to Toastmaster, that I love sharing knowledge with different people, and that's how you learn from them as well. It's a two-way process. And in my personal life, yeah, definitely, I know how to give a feedback to someone in a way that they don't feel offended. So whenever I have to give any feedback to my wife, which I know if I give directly, she will be offended. So I use this sandwich approach of Toastmasters and give feedback in a way that there's no harm at the end of the day.
And how her response changes with your feedback now?
I hope she will not listen to this podcast, otherwise my secret will be revealed and it won't have any effect. Of course, I mean it's a human nature. When when I say to you, Sana, you look very ugly, you will be offended. But when I say, Sana, you look very good, but if you improve on these things, you will become even better. See, I can
Yeah.
convey the same message, but the tone was and the technique was different. So,
Mhm.
I mean, it's playing with your human mind. I believe so.
Wonderful. So, Hassan, I have another interesting question for you. Since you said that Toastmaster is playing a crucial and very essential role in building these communication skills, and we as nation and we as youth lack specifically in the communication skills. So we as a nation are full of talent and skills. We sell our talent globally to almost every country, especially post COVID, but still we are behind. And we all say that communication is one of the reasons that where we lack soft skills are the reason. So what do you think that what are the challenges in communication our youth is currently facing, and how can we build these skills, and how we can improve to make ourselves stand globally and become a country that is does not considered any less or looked down upon. So what is your thoughts on this?
Very good question. So, the very first thing we normally do mistake in our communication every single day is we are very reactive and judgmental at the same time. If anything is happening, we immediately react. But on the other hand, what I personally believe that whatever is happening around you is happening for a reason, and you don't have to react every single time. First, take a deep breath, understand the situation or understand the other person perspective, that why that person, if any person is saying something, there must be a reason. Why is he acting like that? Or why is he doing like that? But on the other hand, just because even if on social media, if you scroll down, look for different things, if someone is having a luxury life, we immediately react at लगता कोई आराम काम ही करता उसी. So we don't appreciate people, rather we react to people. So that's number one thing. Secondly, uh, there's a concept of sympathy and empathy. We understand what sympathy is, but we lack in empathy. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying. I would just tell you the examples for the audience so that they understand. Sympathy is that, let's say, अगर कोई किसी को चोट लगी है, तो मैं ऐसे बोलूँ यार, I really feel sorry for you that you आपको चोट लगी हुई and you cannot walk properly. Empathy is that आप उसको बोलें, I actually feel what you feel because I've been through that pain and I actually feel what you feel. So I understand कि आपकी क्या pain है इस time पे. So empathy is putting yourself in others person's shoe and understand कि अगर आपके साथ ऐसा हो तो how would you react. So empathy हमारी नहीं है, इसीलिए हम उस बंदे की पोजीशन में अपने आप को नहीं रखते and become judgmental and reactive. So I think if, in order to summarize your question, if we want to improve our communication skills as a human or as a Pakistani, we need to learn to empathize with people. And empathy is a very difficult thing to acquire. It's not that easy. But once you practice it, it become a part of your DNA, and you will be a successful person. Even in Toastmasters, we are taught, even when you deliver a speech, to give some pause in your conversation. When you do pause, it gives you some times to think about it, or let other people register whatever you are saying. So I think empathy is something which we lack. And if we understand how this empathy model works, we become a great, successful speakers. And one more thing, which I also observe, that we are, I mean, हम लोग किसी को शुक्रिया बोलने में ना बहुत देर करते हैं, लेकिन किसी को पॉइंट मारने में हम देर भी नहीं लगाते हैं. सो एक चीज जो मैंने डिफरेंट इंग्लिश या गौरव से बात करके अंडरस्टैंड की है, दे वैल्यू योर टाइम. इफ यू हैव अ सिंगल इम्पैक्ट ऑन देयर लाइफ, दे गिव यू ह्यूज रिस्पेक्ट. एंड दे आर वेरी, क्या कहते हैं, दे वेरी, आई डोंट रिकॉल द वर्ड, आई मीन जो,
नहीं है जनरली।
हाँ. सो वो जो भी चीज है वो आपको शो कराते हैं कि दे आर थैंकफुल. बट इन पाकिस्तान, इवन इफ यू डू गुड विद समवन, थैंक यू शायद बोलना भी चाह रहा होगा, वो नहीं बोलता, पता नहीं क्या उसके दिमाग में चल रहा होता है. सो हम रिएक्टिव तो फौरन हो जाते हैं, लेकिन किसी को थैंक करने में या किसी का दिल खुश करने में हम बहुत टाइम लगाते हैं. सो आई थिंक ये दो तीन चीजें हैं, एम्पैथी, सिंपैथी. इफ वी लर्न these art or these skills, we become a better speaker as a, and a better human as
तो
well.
एम्पैथी के साथ साथ हम में कंपैशन भी नहीं है, हम बहुत
Yes.
अनकाइंड हैं अपने जनरल डे मैनर में, और विच मेक्स आवर कम्युनिकेशन ऑटोमेटिकली वेरी हार्श
True.
and sometimes very rude, and the other person adopts the same communication that we deliver. तो वो एक सबकॉन्शियसली सबकी ही जो है, मेरे ख्याल से कलेक्टिवली सबकॉन्शियस में हमारी एक चीज बैठ गई है कि हमें प्यार से या हमें एम्पैथेटिकली बात नहीं करनी, हमें बस अपनी बात कहनी है इन एनी वे, और जजमेंटल होके सुनना है हमें, और उस चीज को हमें हमें अच्छे से कम्युनिकेट ही नहीं करना आता, ना अपनी नीड्स को, ना अपनी आई थिंक अपने पॉइंट को हमें नहीं कन्वे करना आता, और इसकी वजह से हम कम्युनिकेशन में आई थिंक कॉन्टेक्चुअली बहुत लैक करते हैं. बट मैं यहाँ पे बात इसके साथ साथ ये भी करूंगी कि जो असेंशियल स्किल्स हैं जो कि हमें टोस्ट मास्टर सिखाता है, और वो हम टोस्ट मास्टर ज्वाइन किए बगैर मोस्टली लोगों को पता भी नहीं होता. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, वोकल वेराइटी क्या है, आपकी पिच हाई होना और लो होना, इसका बहुत बड़ा रोल है. आप बात करें किसी से, आप ऊंचा बात करते हैं तो इट जनरली कंसिडर्स रूड, और जब आप आहिस्ता आवाज में बात करते हैं तो उसका बहुत अच्छा इम्पैक्ट होता है, और बहुत बड़ा इम्पैक्ट होता है. ये चीजें हमें टोस्ट मास्टर में आके सीखने के लिए मिलती हैं. और नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन क्या है, उसका क्या इम्पैक्ट है, और उससे आप किस तरह से अपना मैसेज इफेक्टिवली कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हैं. तो ये सारी चीजें जो हैं, मेरे ख्याल से ये सॉफ्ट स्किल्स जो हैं, ये हमारी
True.
यूथ लैक करती है.
True.
तो
True.
हमें टोस्ट मास्टर तो बिल्कुल हम कहेंगे कि इसे ज्वाइन करना ही चाहिए. ये एक प्लेटफॉर्म ऐसा है जहाँ पे आपकी बहुत ज्यादा स्किल्स की लर्निंग है, लेकिन इसके अलावा आपका क्या फीडबैक है यूथ के लिए, जो कि डिफरेंट कंपनीज में इस वक्त काम कर रहे हैं लेकिन ग्रो नहीं कर पाते, प्रमोशन नहीं ले पाते, या अपने करियर में वहीं के वहीं रहते हैं सालों के साल, सिर्फ इसलिए कि उनकी कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स बहुत वीक है. या फिर बहुत सारी यूथ ऐसी है जिनके पास डिग्रीज हैं, हार्ड स्किल्स हैं, सब कुछ है, लेकिन बिल्कुल नहीं. तो ऐसे इनिशिएटिव्स होने चाहिए जो कि इवन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में जो हेल्प कर सकते हैं हमारी यूथ को आगे बढ़ने में, और मतलब प्रोफेशनली ग्रो करने में.
And I think, मेरा एक पर्सनल ओपिनियन ये भी है कि गवर्नमेंट लेवल पे इट्स अ रिक्वेस्ट टू द गवर्नमेंट दैट एट दिस, नॉट आई मीन जस्ट टोस्ट मास्टर, बट एक ऐसी कम्युनिटी और एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट मुतारफ कराया जाए यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल पे, जहाँ पे whenever someone is passing out, तो वो उससे पहले साल के कुछ ऐसा कोर्स उसके क्रेडिट आवर्स हों जिसमें दे लर्न हाउ टू कम्युनिकेट. आपने इंजीनियरिंग कर ली, आपने बीबीए कर लिया, यूर अ सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर, इफ यू डोंट नो हाउ टू सेल योरसेल्फ, you're zero. लम्स के लोग, जेके के लोग क्यों कामयाब हैं? बिकॉज दे अंडरस्टैंड द पावर ऑफ communication. They understand how to become a self brand. सेल्फ ब्रांडिंग इज अनदर टॉपिक, हम उस पर भी किसी दिन पॉडकास्ट करेंगे, लेकिन अगेन अगर आप अपने आप को एज अ ब्रांड लॉन्च ही नहीं कर रहे, पीपल डोंट नो हु यू आर, you have no existence at all. So I think it's government level पे it should be a part of curriculum or university जहाँ पे toastmaster जैसे club हो which help individuals learn the art of public speaking, learn how to interact and present themselves as a brand.
परफेक्ट। आई थिंक आई टोटली अग्री विद दिस कि इस तरह के इनिशिएटिव्स ना सिर्फ यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल पे, आई थिंक स्कूल्स और कॉलेजेस में भी होने चाहिए, क्योंकि स्कूल और कॉलेजेस में जो एज होती है बच्चों की सीखने की, वो प्राइम
True.
टाइम होता है। तो उस टाइम पे स्पेशली स्कूल में 15 इयर्स तक, जब तक स्टूडेंट जो है ओ लेवल या मैट्रिक कर रहा होता है, तब तक उसके सीखने का पोटेंशियल बहुत ज्यादा होता है। और अगर तब वो उसको अपने कोर करिकुलम में साथ में कम्युनिकेशन भी सीखने के लिए मिले एज अ कंपल्सरी सब्जेक्ट, तो बहुत ज्यादा आगे ग्रोथ की अपॉर्चुनिटीज
True.
हैं। इसके साथ ही आई वुड लाइक टू टेक योर feedback or your message to the youth in terms of the importance of communication. So share some words on this and then we will
Right.
wrap up.
So I will going to give a small example and then I'll answer and then we can wind up. You know, किसी भी घर में जब एक छोटा बच्चा पैदा होता है, तो उसको कैसे पता लगता है कि he needs to speak in उर्दू, पश्तो, पंजाबी or whatever language? He observes, sorry, he listens to his parents first. अपनी सराउंडिंग में क्या क्या वो लोग बोल रहे हैं, उसको सुनता है, अपने ब्रेन में प्रोसेस करता है और अपनी जबान से अदा करता है. सो सिमिलरली कम्युनिकेशन का एक ही रूल है, लिसन, ऑब्जर्व फर्स्ट, speak less and listen more and process that and then communicate. Do not, ये वाला डब्बा है ना, इससे इंफॉर्मेशन गुजारे बगैर जो फौरन बोलता है वो हमेशा मारी खाता है. सो अपनी इस कान से इंफॉर्मेशन को यहाँ जाके प्रोसेस करें, give a pause and then deliver. That's the only technique in a layman language to become a great speaker, to become great listener. If you're a bad listener, you cannot be a good communicator. So learn the art of listening and practice, and you will be a great communicator in no time.
Wonderful words. I think the way you concluded, it's amazing. The message you had given, that to receive the information and pause and process it and then deliver, ये एक बहुत बड़ा आई थिंक हमारा अलमिया है कि हम सोचे समझे बगैर बोलते हैं और हम इसी वजह से बहुत रिएक्टिव और जजमेंटल है. तो आई थिंक दिस शुड बी व्हाट इज बीइंग टॉट एट childhood.
Yeah.
Everyone. And this will lead everyone to a better communication as well. So it was lovely talking to you, Hassan, and thanks for coming to this podcast. And it was great listening to you and all your experiences, journey. We got to learn a lot about communication and Toastmaster. And with this, we would like to say goodbye to our audience and wait till the next episode. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.